You are watching NetSoft IT Academy. 905-812-2923. info@netsoftacademy.com. www.netsoftacademy.com.
Hello and welcome to AZ-104 exam prep video. In this video, we will cover how to manage access to Azure resources. So let's get started. All right, so now let's see how you can assign roles, or you can say privileges, in Entra ID. Now, there are two main mechanisms in Azure ecosystem to assign privileges. The first one is your Entra ID roles, which means these roles assign privileges or permission to a user over the Entra ID umbrella. In simple words, Entra ID role gives you the authority to control your Entra ID directory or tenant environment. Then you have something called RBAC, that is role-based access control. Now, this mechanism is used to give more granular control over the environment to a user. Now, let me explain it step by step. So if you go to Entra ID, here you will find this service called Roles and Administrators. If you click on it, you will see so many roles are there by default. All right? These are your Entra ID or your Entra tenant level roles. And how will you assign it? Well, you will search for the role you want to assign. Let's say global reader. I don't want anyone to become administrator, so global reader. Once you find the role you want to assign, plus the description is also given here, you click on it. Then you click on Add Assignments. Then you search for that user. RSB demo. You select that user, and then you click on Add. And the role will be assigned. And that's it. You just assigned Entra ID role to a user. Now, when this user will log in again, this user will be able to see the whole environment. Now, what do you mean by that? Let's say under this tenant you have 8 subscriptions. And under those 8 subscriptions you have many resource groups. And under those resource groups you have multiple resources. The whole structure will be visible to this user now because he is the global reader. So that is your Entra role and administrator. So whenever you want to give the complete access over the whole Entra environment, you use this mechanism. Now, what if you have multiple management groups in your tenant or under your tenant? For example, one management group for HR, one management group for IT, or maybe one management group for Canadian organization or Canada business, and one management group for United Kingdom business. In short, you have 2 separate sections. Now, if you make someone global reader or global admin, that person will be able to see both sections, both management group. But what if you want to give granular control over one management group? In that case, you will rely on RBAC functionality. Now, RBAC can be assigned on different scopes. So the scope goes like this. On top, you have your Entra ID tenant. Entra ID tenant, which is this thing. And this is my tenant ID and my tenant name. This is my Entra ID. To assign privilege at tenant level, you use roles and administrators. Now, after tenant, the next is your root management group. Then, after your root management group, you can create multiple more management groups. So all the management groups come in the same level. Yes, there will always be a root management group because whenever you create an account, a management group is created. That is your root. Now, if you want more management groups, you can create more. So that is the second level. Here you can assign RBAC permissions. This is where it starts from. Then after your management group layer, whether it is root or your custom management group, after that you get subscriptions. You can have one subscription, you can have 10 subscription under one management group, or you can have 10 subscription under 10 management groups as well. So the next layer is subscription. This is where you can again assign RBAC. Then after subscription, you have resource groups. Resource groups. This is where again you can assign your RBAC. And then after resource group, the last layer is resource itself. That is your virtual machine, your database. You can assign RBAC at that point. Now quickly let me show you. So you can see that I have my management group and my subscription. If I click on my subscription and go to access control IAM, this is where you decide and assign the role. You go here, then you click on add role assignment. As you can see, there are so many roles you can assign. This is just one page out of 761. So you can see how many roles are there, right? You pick and choose. Let's say I want to assign again reader to someone. Click next. This is where you select either user, user group, or even device group, or service principal, that is a service itself. Plus, you can also select a managed identity. That means, let's say your virtual machine needs some access or some role. Well, in that case, you can convert your virtual machine into managed identity and give access or give privilege to a computer. That is your managed identity. So you select here. You search for the user, RSB demo, user 2 this time. Select. Here you give description that why you did that. Next. And assign. And done. It is assigned now. Now, what if you create a resource group under the subscription? Let me do that. Demo, Canada Central, next, and create. So my resource group is now called demo. It is just a simple resource group. Now, under this resource group, let me create a random resource. Right now, don't focus on creating these resources. Just focus on privileges. Demo VNet. And I'm creating it. Done. Now let's go to our resource group. As you can see, you still have access control IAM. And click on it. Go to add assignment. And again, I want to mention there are so many roles. 761 results. Showing 1 to 100 right now. There are multiple pages. So there are so many roles again. Now let's go to the resource itself. And pay attention. When I go to the last layer, that is resource, and I go to access control, add assignment. How many you have now? Only 66. So basically, at subscription level, you see all the possible roles for the whole Azure environment. When you go to the resource group level, you again see all the possible roles for every type of resource. But when you go to resource, you will only see the role which are actually used for that specific resource, which is actually compatible with it. And it makes sense. Why? Because for this virtual network, you will not see a role called power on and power off your virtual machine, because virtual network is not your virtual machine. So why will you have that role here? Now, one more point I want to make. I select reader, click next, and I select RSB demo 1. Click next, assign it. And that's it. Now it is assigned. Now, how will you check what roles are assigned and to whom those roles are assigned to? Okay, you will go to the scope where you want to check. You will go to that level where you want to check first. So let's go to the resource. Now I will go the opposite direction. Let's go to the resource. This is my resource. Click on it. Go to access control and click on role assignments. That's it. Now pay attention. I assigned demo user 2 at subscription level. I assigned demo user 1 at resource level. So if I click here, this is where you will see all the roles and the users or services or devices it is assigned to. Don't worry about the owner because I am the owner. There will be multiple users. Only focus on this one, reader. Now, demo user 1 is here. Scope is this resource, assigned it. But you also see demo user 2. I never assigned it here. I assigned it on subscription. It gets inherited. So basically, it's a top-down approach. If you apply the permission on top layer, it will get inherited on the bottom layer. Now, if I go to subscription level, do you think I will see demo user 1 as reader there? Let's see. If I go to subscription, then click here, then go to access control, role assignments, reader. There's only one reader, that is 02. There is no 01 here. Now this proves the direction, inheritance, how to check the role assignments, how to assign the role. So I hope now this RBAC mechanism is clear to you, as well as your Entra ID role and administrator mechanism is clear. All right, so in this video, we covered managing built-in Azure roles. That is your RBAC section. Then we saw how to assign roles at various scopes. Then we also saw access assignments to check permission on a person or maybe a user group. Well, in next video, we will dive into managing Azure subscription and governance, including management groups, resource locks, policies, tags, and much more. So stay tuned.
Thank you for watching NetSoft IT Academy. 905-812-2923. info@netsoftakademy.com. www.netsoftakademy.com.